There's no other God like my God. Ancient of days, Arubo Joe, in heaven and on
All right, welcome everybody to the final installment of No Other God by Lady Joy Favored, produced by yours truly, New Game. There are two other videos. If you haven't watched those, the very first one I cover the drums and I cover the bass. The second video I bring in the other instruments, which has the saxophone, the pianos, the synths, the guitars, and synths, and all that other good stuff that puts some life into the song. So let's go. Here we go.
There's no other God like my God. There's no other God like my.
Okay, so a couple of things that you should know behind the scenes. When Lady Joy came up to me, she sang the song. The moment she just started singing the song, I instantly fell in love with it. The vocal that you're hearing was actually an audition. She was like, put on the microphone, there's a song on it, and she just started singing. And I was like, man. And we tried doing multiple takes, but the first take was the best. That's one FYI, something that you should know behind the scenes. The second thing, I actually played the piano the entire track. I'm just going to go through it. You notice it plays throughout the whole track. This was probably one of the few songs I really didn't loop the piano. I wanted it to feel like I was playing it. It happened live. And another thing that's interesting, the vocal, if you listen to this in the headphone, you notice that the vocal is slightly delayed to the left. That was intentional. I wanted the song to sound, every time I would mix it, I had her vocals in the middle. I didn't like the way it sounded. So when I just kind of delayed it a little bit to the left, it just gave it some kind of feel that I couldn't, as the creator of the song, I just couldn't have it any other way. So let's go. Here's what it sounds like.
My God, ancient of days, Arubo Joe, in heaven and on the earth. There's no other God like my God. Ancient of days, Arubo Joe.
Okay. Now, you'll notice right here, it says Bianca Hooks. Bianca recorded, look, all those vocals came from Bianca. She did the background work, recorded it actually separately and sent it to me. So I'm just going to move it down to the hook so you can hear how that sounds.
There's no other God like my God. Oh, sing with me. There's no other God like my God.
So you can just appreciate that. Here it is.
There's no other God like my God. Ancient of days, Arubo Joe, in heaven and on
She
the
could sing.
earth. There's no other God like my God.
So we have this.
Ancient of days, Arubo Joe, in heaven and on the
That's Lady Joy doing
There's
the
no other God
tenor.
like my God.
And these are the chants right here.
No other God.
And Lady Joy's doing this part right here.
No other God. No other God. No other God. Hey, no other God. Like my Jesus. No other God.
So I'm just going to let it all play together.
No other God. No, 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 no. No other God. Hey, no other God. No other God. No other God. Jehovah. Cold and day. Jehovah. Cold and day. Jehovah.
So this is the part where I think if you watch the previous videos, I mentioned how the bass right here was played by JoJo. One of the dopest bass players in the Inland Empire. So he played the bass on that. Now, I'm just gonna let the bass ride with the hooks right here, so you could just see how he just worked that in. That's the piano. And we have the airwaves. An interesting note for you, for those of you curious, I actually came up with the airwaves when she was singing Jehovah, but after I put it on Jehovah, I just really liked the way it sounded, so I expanded it through the rest of the record. So here we go. So let's go ahead and move it a little bit to the end. Actually, this is one of my favorite parts right here. Now, something that Inside Edition, I want you to pay attention to the automation. On the saxophone, if you listen closely, you'll notice that he's panned. Shay's saxophone is panned a little bit to the right, and as soon as Lady Joy steps out of the record, I move him to the middle just so it sounds like he came on stage. Pay attention, watch. See that right there? When I heard the saxophone, I was emotional because I waited a long time for him to record it, and it was worth the wait because it turned his record into something else. Now, if you notice what I did, this is Lady Joy, this is the saxophone, and it almost sounds like she stepped off the stage while the saxophone was playing on this part. Listen closely. That was all intentional. And this is where he goes off. The applause right here, we just played that in the studio, okay? There was really nobody applauding. That's just an effect. Now, this part of the record where the fuzzy guitar comes in, it came in just so that if you look at the automation, the saxophone volume goes down just to make it seem like he left the stage. Because what I really wanted is just to give some attention to the fuzzy guitars that came in. And if you notice, Lady Joy is out the record. So I took her out just kind of creatively without affecting the overall feel of the record. So that's how I got down to business with No Other God, an awesome record that took me, I want to say it took me about a year. What you see right here took a whole year to put together, as far as producing it, mixing it, getting the saxophone, getting the vocals, remixing it. It was a lot of work. And as you can see, a lot of it, there are 68 records. Most of it has been really just, they've been bounced into individual audio tracks because the record was so heavy that it would freeze up often. So that's a little behind the scenes on No Other God. Be sure to check it out. It's available on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to music. It's on my first album, The Chronicles. It's also Lady Joy's favorite single. So be sure to check her out. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
There's no other God.